The 2021 DHL National Lifesaving Champs are proudly presented by DHL and Wimpy. Nelson Mandela Bay is widely regarded as the official gateway to the scenic Eastern Cape province and the world-renowned garden route, and it's situated on the shores of the Indian Ocean overlooking Algoa Bay. The breathtaking seashore boasts a perfect combination of warm water, white sandy beaches, and invigorating sea breezes. Gqeberha, home of action and adventure sports, will for the third successive year play host to the very best of South Africa's life-saving talent. The DHL South African Lifesaving National Championships is one of the biggest sporting events on the Nelson Mandela Bay calendar, with usually over 1,700 competitors from 40 national clubs competing in more than 500 events over the week, making it South Africa's Olympics of lifesaving. As is tradition, the competitors all assemble to officially open the national championships. But this year, with the global pandemic limiting both entrants and spectators, the program was split up to have each age group and racing group on the beach on their own to limit numbers and to stay safe. That didn't dampen the spirits of the athletes as they gathered to celebrate their sport being back on the beach and competing once again. It meant a lot, both for the sport and for this region.
It means quite a bit for us. This is not only for the promotion of sport, life-saving as a sporting code, but also the economic benefits that we have for our city. So it's also like a hype of activity that's coming to that's here in our city, and just promoting our city as a tourist destination as well. So it's multi-pronged, having a prestigious event like this in our city.
8 days of racing ahead, and we'll see all kinds of action from the beach to the pool, and the boats having a 3-day shootout. Nippers, juniors, seniors, masters will all go head to head for the national titles in Nelson Mandela Bay.
You know, we have such a beautiful coastline, and so the safety of our beachgoers, it's quite important, and our tourists that comes to our city. So we are very, very much dependent on them to keep our beachgoers and our swimmers safe.
So the seniors will be first on the beach in this year's competition, and with gale force winds predicted for the first few days in the afternoons, the event organisers elected to get all the ocean events done first. In the meantime, sublime beach conditions for the surf swim as they get underway. What a view of this beautiful city as the swimmers head out to the first turn can, and the lead bunch making a small judgment error, leaving the door open for the rest of the swimmers to make up some distance and close that gap. The last 18 months will have been challenging to say the least, with restrictions on access to training facilities taking its toll. The Kings Beach duo pulling out some local knowledge and leading around the last cans. They know these waters well. It will be difficult to reel them in. 50 meters to go, not a wave in sight to help. The race will come down to the shallow water game as they break through the shore break. Cullen Bidoff and Keegan Cook up first, and it's Keegan Cook and Cullen Bidoff that'll take 1-2 for the host club, Kings Beach.
It was a Kings Beach 1-2. That for starters is really good news.
Yeah, pretty stoked with that. It was myself and Cullen pretty much out front the whole way.
Talk us through that home leg, because you had very little surf to help you and you came into the wind.
Yeah, so wind is straight in your face. You can almost feel it pushing your arms back. And obviously you swim till you touch the sand because there's no help with any of the waves. Obviously the westerly's blown it flat, so yeah, you kind of work the whole way home. Yeah, if you get up too early you can't run through the shallow, so kind of got to swim as far as you can and then give it all in the sprint. I think we've got a strong team, and to put a medal on the board for us, I'm pretty stoked.
Well, the beach may be devoid of spectators, but the competitive atmosphere is very evident. You can see the excitement on the faces of the athletes keen to be back racing. Ladies' board race, always close and always fast, but with a Gqeberha wind present, the flat ocean conditions are compounded by a pulsing offshore. It'll be easy heading out, but the real race begins on the return. That's the red cap of Amika Diaga out front, national team member. She's been working hard through the winter in the pool, and what a dominant performance early on in the competition. She's pulled out a massive gap on the rest of the bunch and clearly wants to make a statement here at these nationals.
Amika Diaga, who lost gold medal in the space of 2.5 hours.
She'll take the win with ease, and the rest are left to fight it out for the last medals. And look what's happened here. Button from Clifton drops the board and opens the door for Nordigan and Malian. That's your 1, 2, 3.
Honestly, I'm so surprised, but it's just been awesome. I mean, it's so good to be competing again. I've missed it. So much harder this race. The wind is just crazy. I mean, I was paddling back. I was struggling to even see the flags. I had sand in my eyes and water in my eyes. Yeah, I actually forgot to put my goggles on. I mean, it's life-saving. You've got to be prepared for anything and everything.
Another exciting feature of the DHL Lifesaving National Champs is the Wimpy Surfboat Shootout, which has grown in popularity since the first shootout was introduced in 2017. This year, Wimpy again partnered with LSA to help build the boaties movement and keep alive one of the most traditional events of the sport.
Wimpy is all about shared moments between South African families, and it's because of Lifesaving SA that these families can enjoy more of these moments safely. Competitions like this are a test of skills and it tests the skills of the lifesavers needs to perform these real-life rescues. That's why we encourage these events. It really pushes the participants to go all out, and it ensures that they're prepared for the challenges they might face with a real-life rescue.
This year breaks new ground in the Surfboat Shootout, as it'll be the first time that the ladies' crews will be competing against each other in their own division. Previously, the shootout had mixed crews of men and women fighting it out for the top honours. Spearheading the movement at club level is Mark Mulder from Marine. We find out what it means to the clubs to have the boats back in the Nationals.
To Marine, it's massive. We are trying to rebuild at Marine currently. We obviously had a bit of a slump. Numbers are down, COVID's hits, all that sort of stuff. We personally have taken a huge stride in boaties and that trying to drive it, build the club up with boaties, nippers, and we're going to rebuild this club one boat at a time, basically is what I keep telling everybody.
How central are boaties to a club like Marine?
Marine, it's the heart of Marine, as I've been told personally. Obviously, I only took over in 2019, but I am feeling that right now. We are the heart of the club. We are the only members plus another 4 of us who are racing in the senior arena, but we are the heart of the club at the moment, and we're gonna build this thing. It's long hours. It's a team sport again. It's a lot of effort. Trying to get 5 people together to row in a boat maybe twice a week is an absolute nightmare. So it's been proven to be very difficult at times, but we've got a good bunch of people now, 22 athletes. And we've come together and we're working as a unit. There's 4 separate boats, but we are actually one team.
The surfboat discipline, which spanned 9 heats over the 3 days, is amongst the most spectacular events in surf lifesaving, and the discipline is also amongst the toughest to navigate, negotiate and master. This year saw a different discipline each day, with 3 races per day in both the men's and women's divisions. Well, the early morning and late afternoon sessions would pay off, and Marine Lifesaving Club with 2 crews were simply dominant over everyone else. But they wouldn't have the final say.
So we've got a blend of youth experience, strength, power and a real hunger and desire to want to win and enjoy the sport of surfboat racing.
The A crew of Masters would take the day 1 honours, but the young guns in the B crew wouldn't be outdone, taking all the races on day 2, leaving the competition wide open going into the final races. Fantastic to have the sport rebuilding the traditional events. Another traditional event is the board race. one of the premier events in lifesaving, and the men's board race, one of the Formula One races. This one leaves it all out on the ocean. Current title holder Wade Krieger has a lot to prove here. He goes out at a blistering pace and he rounds the cans in the pound seat. The return journey is difficult in this wind, but it's the same for everyone, and he is looking strong as he heads back towards the beach. Krieger will find the wave first and it's all over. For the rest, he's onto a small runner, reaches for the sky. He knows he's done what he came to do. That's a superior performance from the Durban boy. Let's hear what he had to say.
I think I've got to the age and stage where I really enjoy training and I enjoy competing. So for me, keeping fit 12 months of the year is a lifestyle, and I try not to think of it so much as I have to peak at this particular time. I just want to be out there and enjoy it. I've been doing this for so long, and to be here amongst it and amongst some friends, to me is fantastic. I knew it was going to be a fast race. I had a little bit of pressure knowing that the last time I raced I won, and I was trying to defend my title. Given that it has been COVID, it's been a tough time. So I find I just pushed through those difficult times, came in healthy, and today I just stood in the line and just knew I had to go 100% from the start, and that's what I did.
With the challenges faced over the last 18 months handling a global pandemic, and of course the limit on numbers at events, putting on an event of this magnitude and doing it safely was certainly not an easy task. For Director of Sport at LSA, Craig van Rooyen, the challenges are made possible by having the right team.
Running an event of this scale obviously starts months and months before we even get things off the ground. Obviously it starts all back at head office. The team who helps put together the programs, administration, the entries, chief referees, they've assisted a great deal in terms of the appointments of the officials and that. The infrastructure from the local organising committee. I'm very blessed from my side to have Lynn Biddulph as our event coordinator on the surf, day to day, the actual operations of running an event like this. We have a separate organising committee for the pool, which is up in Newton Park, together with our sports board and the management board, just to obtain the dates and the planning and the programs that we run going into the event. Working out of the programs, appointing the officials, it's a long process. This year, obviously doing it during a pandemic, under level 1, it's a huge curveball. We've run a very tight ship this year in terms of the protocols, with not one transmission of COVIDs.
A big well done to Craig and his team for making this possible as they look to the future of lifesaving in South Africa. Back on the start line for the ladies' surf swim. A small field, but some national team members in the mix here, in the form of Sashali Corris-Nordigan and Amika de Jager. She's already got a few titles behind her at the champs, and she's looking to pick up some more. Immediately, the de Jager and Nordigan pair get down to business. The sandbank fairly shallow here. They'll have to dolphin through the shallows as far as possible before they get swimming. Around the first cans, and although de Jager leads, she's being pushed every stroke of the way by Nordigan. Into the wave line, and this is the make or break zone, and somehow de Jager finds a wave. She's on a roll at the champs and she gets one almost all the way to the beach. Spare a thought for Nordigan, a hard swim but no assistance. She'll be happy with the second today.
actually incredible. To be honest, I didn't expect it. I just had COVID recently, so I'm still recovering, and it's a tough one to get through, but I couldn't be happier. Conditions, you can never control it, so you just got to make the most of what you get. It's amazing to have Lifesaving back. Yeah, we definitely missed it for 2 years, but everyone's just so happy to see each other again, and I mean, we're doing what we love. It's incredible.
With the limited numbers this year, the open category would see some fierce racing, and none more so than the single ski. Some new names in the mix, but some old dogs at the sea here too to make things really interesting. The wind pumping out to sea, and if you're on a surf ski, that can play havoc. There's a strong Western and Eastern Cape showing here, and Mark Keeling from Fishhook puts himself in front. Doesn't look like he's looking back. The chasing pack has got Durban's Wade Krieger in it, former winner of this one, and 2 Fishhook boys on his inside, and they are going to do their best to make it a clean sweep. Keeling takes it. A stunning show of strength from the youngster. Krieger will push for second, and delight for Carstens from Fishhook as he grabs third.
Fishhook won 3. How stoking is that?
It's my first single ski medal, so I'm really stoked. Definitely can't complain. It was tough out there. Conditions were, for us Fishhook boys, I'd say pretty decent. Kind of what we train in on a daily basis, but it was good to be out there again.
Mark, you made that look easy. How was it?
Oh, flip, Dave. It was fantastic out there. The wind is pumping offshore. It's like we come here every year. It's like this. So by now we know what the conditions are like. But I mean, hey, it's fantastic just to be at an SA Champs again and competing. You got to know what you're doing. You got to preempt it. You got to know that you got to go wide around the cans. Know your people around you. You can't mess about it, because if you stuff it up there, hey, you could end up in the next island over.
I know this is a title that Fishhook prizes. You want to take the ski?
Yeah, definitely. We want to keep it in the family, year on year.
Well, Kings Beach certainly is beautiful and the perfect venue for life-saving sport. Moving to the beach now, Flags is always filled with energy and probably one of the hardest fought events at the Nationals. Even with the limited numbers, the vibe is still upbeat. We're down to the last 3 of the women, and defending champ Corbett up so fast it looks like she's playing tactics with the others. The tactics don't really pay off as it sees her own teammate fall out, settling for bronze nonetheless. Understart as always, up they go, and it's Corbett, she's so quick! She gets gold, and it's another medal for Clifton as well. Men's Flags is a crowd favourite for sure, and even with the small crowds, the atmosphere is buzzing. Some old and new favourites in the final runs here. Raul Demorny and his prodigy, Siobhan Clark, making it look easy. Raul has owned this event here at the Nationals and on the world stage, and perhaps one final swan song for him? Up they go. Demorny is up so far. So is Clark. Shoulder to shoulder. It's Clark. Clark is too strong. Raul steps away and concedes. So it's a 1-2-3 for Durban Surf 2. A fantastic team effort.
It's been a long time coming. I couldn't be more thankful for the team I have with me. Credit to all 3 of them. We've pushed ourselves in training, and this is only the result of that. This has been literally a dream for me to beat a world champ like this. I think anyone can say who's been doing flags today, it's a dream come true, literally for me.
The amount of work he's put in, like I said earlier, I would gladly accept defeat to someone as phenomenal as this. He had a blitz start, You ran a perfect race. I'm just absolutely proud.
Yes, I was trying to get out Clifton because we are second to them, but I kind of slowed down a little bit because I knew she knew what I was going to do. I didn't try to take her out. I feel so bad. Everyone was shouting at me.
I couldn't have a better team. They supported me. They encouraged me to come through, to clear my mind. My life has turned upside down. Our family's life has been turned upside down. But with the family I have on the beach, I can't say thank you enough.
For sure.
For you, brother. Much love.
Back to the women's racing now, and the Iron Women event. This race consists of the 3 elements needed to be a lifeguard, that being the ability to paddle a board or a surf ski craft and swim to a patient. This time, however, they're racing for a national title, and the favourites, Mika de Jager and Sasha Lee Corris Nordegren, take it to the front immediately. Swim, board, ski, that's the order for today, and de Jager, who's been training hard through the winter and making a plan, shows she's racing fit and leads the swim leg, with Nordegren and Kaiser Button trailing as they hit the wave line. De Jager is very strong out of the water, but Nordegren must hang on to de Jager as they grab the boards. There's nothing in it right now with this flat ocean and the wind picking up. There's challenges aplenty here for the 2 leaders. Kaiser Button hangs on to 3rd. De Jager is looking so strong. All that winter training is clearly paying dividends as she stretches her lead on the board. Nordegren on the ski quick and manages to bridge the gap slightly as they head out to the turn cans. But de Jager pins her ears back. She can taste the victory now. Nothing is going to stop her as she strokes down to the line. There's a great fight from Nordegren, but de Jager takes it and is making her intentions known early on in this competition. Not many spectators on the beach, as per COVID protocols, but the atmosphere still electric for the athletes.
Mika, first of all, that's the hat trick. Have you ever got 3 gold medals in the space of like an hour and a half?
Absolutely no. This is crazy, but you're gotta love it.
Going out there, you're flying, you're really going fast, but coming back on the ski, you're really fighting. I'm not gonna lie, this over here, my pecs, they're hurting. Like, oh, this one, I'm like, I need a massage. Yeah, it's really hard. Working back, you're really working. We definitely have a long way to come, but I think still being out here and being back racing, thank you to Lifesaving South Africa for giving us this opportunity. It's great being back and being able to set us up for Egypt later on this year. It's a great stepping stone, and hopefully back next year in April when we're really top of our game. We're really aiming for that, and we're so excited to be back there.
2021, besides its obvious challenges, also presented some opportunities. This Champs was one of those opportunities. The chance to race again, yes, but also the chance for some of the smaller clubs to make their mark as well. For them, it was also about family and teamwork. Well, what a fantastic first few days here in Gqeberha, Nelson Mandela Bay. Life-saving sports certainly making a strong comeback after a long absence of any competition. Numbers may be down, but the morale and energy is very high. Next time, on episode 2 of the DHL SA Life-Saving Champs, we look at the pool events. We see what makes the other life-saving club's nippers movements tick. And we conclude the Surfboat Shootout. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. The 2021 DHL National Life-Saving Champs are proudly presented by DHL and Wimpy.